All right, James, thanks so much for taking a minute to just talk with us and answer a few questions that me and a bunch of my breathwork facilitation students have. So I really appreciate you taking the time to hang out for a second. So it seems like there's already a lot of breathwork facilitators online. Can my students really find an audience? Is there room for them?
I think it's an understandable question, but asking the question isn't going to give you an answer. Instead, the smartest and most successful, and it doesn't matter if you're in breathwork, you're doing anything differently. The smartest question to be asking is saying, how can I stand out? What can I do differently? How can I specialize and differentiate so that people come to me? How can I be different? I've operated from a very simple philosophy in this business ever since I've been in. I'll just be straight up about it. I'm always looking at what other people are doing, and I do the opposite. I zig when they zag, or I zag when they zig. And quite frankly, a lot of my success has come from people that you would call competitors, right? People that are your other options in the marketplace are lazy. They're lazy and they're cheap. I don't want to do events. It's too much work. I don't want to do a big launch. That seems too stressed. They don't want to do all these things. So they don't do it. So I do. So I'm always looking to say, how can I do it different? How can I do it better? How can I be more unique, specialize, or differentiate myself? And there's always an answer with that question. So if you're trying to be like everybody else and you want to be the same as them, yeah, you're going to fail. Totally. That's lame. Why are you trying to be like everybody else? Why don't you just be you, be unique, and be different? Why don't you stand out? Why don't you show up in a way that has people pay attention to you?
Thank you. So good. Thank you for taking the time to answer that. So, okay, next question. How come virtual breathwork or having like digital breathwork products is the best way to scale and make a lot of money?
Okay. So I think they're the best way for a few reasons. I mean, there's the obvious reason, which is you're going to help more people at once without working more. And that's obvious, leads to the second one, which means you make more money. But I think there's something else that maybe isn't talked about enough, which is this whole notion that there's something about group works, community, cohorts, a class, people doing something together that is transformational in nature as well. When it's just one-on-one, it's you versus the student at times, and they can only receive value from you. But there's something really magical that we've seen in all of our programs when it's the community coming together. They support each other, they learn from each other. Their one person's question becomes an answer that someone didn't even know to ask. So I always do groups because the group amplifies every individual. So yes, the model works. Yes, it'll allow you to work less and make more. Yes, you can reach more people. Yes, you can build an entire brand off of it. But I actually think, yes, it can help the student or the client even more because they're a part of a community. And you can still do one-on-ones, but now they're higher priced and it's like at the top of your product path. And then you can have something that reaches the masses.
Oh my gosh, I totally agree. That's one of my favorite things about being able to do my breathwork sessions and coaching online is the community. We can get so many people from all over the world together to learn together and heal together. So I'm so glad that you shared that. Okay, last question. So a lot of my students feel like they're small potatoes. They don't see themselves to be good enough for this big worldwide stage that the internet brings. So what advice would you have for them?
Yeah, I mean, I'll give it to them. They're being humble. You know, that's a really important quality to keep. Is to stay humble. A lot of those people that have the big brands, the big names, they don't have humility. So you got big egos. So you're on the right track. Don't develop a big ego. The second thing is you don't need to be the biggest, the best, the most people in order to be in business. And I think sometimes if you have big dreams, you big ideas, it's very normal for a lot of entrepreneurs to just see the destination, see where you are, and then all you see is the big Grand Canyon gap between the two. I found that I have the unique ability to see where I am, see where I want to go, and then I can color in and fill in all the steps. And when I fill that in for anybody or myself, it's one step at a time. If you wanted to have 1,000 people taking one of your classes or programs, it starts with the first 5 people taking it. And then 5 leads to 10, 10 leads to 20, 20 leads to 40, 40 leads to your 100. And that's how I built my business. I feel like I'm the tortoise. I mean, maybe there's people that have just done it a lot faster, but I've done a very consistent growth. My first live event, we had 40 people. My last one had over 1,000. And there was a lot of events in between there. It was like 12 to get to that one. But I didn't get in a breakdown because I wasn't there yet. I said, how do I get started? What's the first version of this? What's the first baby seedling of an idea that will get the ball rolling on this? And I think we as entrepreneurs have to be okay with that. We have to be okay with like doing the small MVP, minimum viable project or promotion to get it out there into the world and then let it grow. And when you do something consistently over time, it will grow.
Yes, James, thank you so much. Thanks for taking the time to answer these questions for us. And then I also just wanted to thank you for helping me. In such a short time, my business has doubled just from working with you and since I joined Business by Design, BDD. So I'm so excited to have some of my students and my amazing people that I get to work with all the time come work with you, and you're amazing people. Like, this is such a combination of the best of two worlds, in my opinion. And I cannot wait for my people to meet your people. And I'm just so grateful for your course and how it's changed my life in such a short amount of time. So thank you, thank you, thank you, James.